it's just crazy. Like, and then as you were saying, like, even so, sometimes they say comments, and as well as like, actually, I know they're probably thinking it as well, but they say comments that they feel are either, I'll say, quote unquote, funny at the time, or they feel like they're just saying it in jest or just saying it like tongue in cheek. But at the same time, I know for a fact, sometimes that's truly how they believe.
Yeah.
Like even as you think about it, like uh, fucking Biden just came out and said in an interview with Charlemagne the God, but Biden just came out and was like, you know what I'm saying, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like, bruh. Huh?
I think that's tongue in cheek. What he said.
Son, I honestly don't think that's tongue in cheek. And the crazy part about it is Hillary did the same thing, and I don't know what that platform of the Breakfast Club does to people, but like Hillary came on that joke and literally came out and had like some hot sauce in her bag.
Yeah, that's like corny as fuck.
Yep. Ain't that? My thing about that is, ain't that why your boy got elected? You know what I'm saying? Trump, because I'm just tired of the political correctness and all that. And
I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how people receive it. Personally, I think it's just corny, and people like black people out their hands when they do shit like that. Like, oh yeah, they one of us. They down and shit. But meanwhile, they like they're the worst ones out.
Yeah. That's why I like what P-Shack was saying. Some of would say, "Tell me what you think. I want to know how you think or whatever." And that's why I personally, I'd rather a down south racist, conservative racist, or liberal racist. I know you don't like me. I know you.
I agree. I agree.
You know
I agree.
Yeah. I'd rather you have a flag in your front yard saying,
"Yeah,
me too."
Yeah,
me too.
Instead of
Me too.
doing some backdoor shit, locking people up. And, you know what I mean?
Because
Bill Clinton strike rule.
I know where you stand. Like we don't even got fuck with each other. But at least I know, like the nigga, because the liberal racist is gonna try to keep you close to him. He gonna try to act like your friend. The other nigga like, nah, fuck you, and we cool. We can live. I live my life over here. You live your life over there. You know, and at least I know what's up with you if we ever cross paths. But then like the liberal racists, like fuck no, those are the worst niggas. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
But now,
fuck Joe Biden.
As far as that Joe Biden shit, but like even as far as that when he said you ain't black because you don't vote for me, like what does he mean though? Like what was this context to that?
So the context was Charlemagne apparently was giving like a great interview with him and was talking about like basically trying to figure out like identify and trying to figure out like what Joe Biden's plan was, literally just not even for like everybody, but fuck that, for the black community, and like how he was going to push the black initiative forward, like if he was going to have like a black woman VP, if he was going to elect a black woman or black person, I'm sorry, for the Supreme Court justice, and like basically like those initiatives and how he was going to move that forward. And then what I think happened, and I might be wrong, but what I think happened is like at that point in time, like Joe Biden's camp. I mean, like the conversation was going for a good period of time, but like Joe Biden had another scheduling conflict, so he had to like end this meeting or interview early. So what he was trying to do was he was trying to wrap up.
That's how he was trying to wrap up the interview.
As he was trying to wrap up the interview, Charlemagne was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, I want you to come back. Like, I still got some more questions for you. Like I understand, I appreciate everything you were doing, but we still got, we got some more questions that we want to get into. And then like Joe Biden was like, well, if you have any problems, if you don't, if you have any more questions or anything like that, if you don't vote for me and you vote for Trump, then you're not black, or some shit like something along those lines. It wasn't.
So it sounds like he basically saying like based off my resume, like, you know what I'm saying, all the shit I've done for black people, like how you gonna be a black person and not vote for me after all I've done for y'all? Like that's kind of what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like he feel like his resume. You kind of feel like his resume speaks for itself. Like that's what it kind of sounds like. But it don't. You know,
it don't.
But
only thing we can really go with is
even within that though, like all right,
Barack.
Go ahead, Mark. What you say?
Well, I mean, but even within that though, like, all right, so is the problem that he's saying that black people. He's saying that he believes that black people should just vote for him. Is that the problem? Like he's saying, like black people, y'all supposed to vote for me.
Yeah,
like,
that's the problem. Yeah,
that's what black folks do. They just go with the whoever's down.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting to. Like, isn't that what we be saying anyway? Because I was always raised to believe that the black people were supposed to vote for the Democrats any damn way. So, but did he really say anything wrong? Like because I can talk to. I'll at least speak personally. My parents they Democrats. Like they not even open to they'll look at you crazy if you were a black person and you were Republican. And to be completely honest, I thought that way probably about until I was probably like about 25 or some shit like that. I thought, like you supposed to 100%, but if you black, you Democrat. So I mean, is he really that off? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just honest. I'm just asking.
But like, why are we? Well, not we. I mean, some of the people in this room. I don't know what everybody believes, but why are our parents or grandparents? Why are they brainwashed to feel that way?
Because they old and stuck in their ways. They came up during the civil rights and all that. The Republicans was definitely the ones back in the day, or still are, whatever, that's putting a foot on their neck.
Damn, you can't say that. It's too soon for that one.
You think so? You think it's
too soon for that one?
It's too soon. But they came up in the civil rights, dog. They came up in the civil rights. They came up in the civil rights times. Who was you voting for? Who was they voting for?
I mean, you vote for the same motherfuckers. They all related.
Hey, I will say this though. This is the same topic, but so I remember I forgot where I read this at, but they were talking about Coca-Cola and Pepsi back in the day. I think Coca-Cola was like they was like why black people would drink Pepsi, and they said the reason why it was some sort of political campaign that was like making it like Pepsi was the black people because they like Pepsi like tied themselves to the civil rights movement.
Their advertising.
Pepsi tied. Their advertisement was tied to the civil rights movement, so therefore Pepsi became the black soda. So if you was black and drinking Coca-Cola, you wasn't for the people. But if you was drinking Pepsi, you was. So fast forward, they still do this shit. Because remember a few years ago, Miley, Skylie Jenner, whatever her name is, she did like that little march joint where it was like a racial riot, and she like walked in the middle of the riot and handed somebody a Pepsi. Y'all remember that shit?
That Super Bowl?
I think it was doing the Freddie Gray joint.
Yeah.
One of the Jenner girls, she did the same shit. She took a Pepsi and was like in the middle of the civil rights commercial and like handed the Pepsi in the middle of the joint. Like,
they canceled that.
That's the same shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, nigga, this shit is like fucking game, man.
Red and blue. Yep, I was gonna say that.
But I mean, that's what they make you do. They pull at your heartstrings. It's like watching Redskins and Cowboys. Like you ain't
same shit.
On this side, they make you like bleed that shit. They make you like I don't know, bro. It's too much. Like when you realize they
all right, Ben. All right,
the same team.
All right. So look, that right there is a trick within itself. Like, cause it's like the way you create a game or you take like one how I put it, you take one like entity and then you take two ends of the same. I'm like try to stay with me. You take two ends of it, so it's like you got the one opposite polar, you got the other polar. But the truth is what makes them the same. So best way to describe it is like you have water, you have hot water, you have cold water, but what makes it like one is the fact that it's water. So like an NFL, you have NFL, right? And then you have Redskins, Cowboys, but the NFL is the entity. But they create, like the NFL, all right, this is the best way to describe it. The NFL say, I want to create a league. I'm going to make money off you niggas. So whether you're a Cowboys fan or you're a Redskins fan, the NFL is going to make money regardless because they pulling off your heartstrings off the fact that you're a Redskins fan and you're a Cowboy fan. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's like a trick. You know what I'm saying? So the NFL is like, I'm going to make this money off of creating opposition. So I'm going to create the Redskins and the Cowboys, and then the niggas in DC, we're going to call it DC Redskins because they love their city and that represents their city. So that's emotional. We're going to call the Texas niggas the Cowboys because they love their city and they're, and they want the Cowboys to represent them. That's emotional. Then we're going to have opposition, right? So then through that opposition, the NFL makes the money. They're the handler of the whole game. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like that's kind of how like all this shit works. Politics is all the same. It's a fucking black and white, it's all the fucking same. It's like it's all two ends of the same spectrum, and there's one entity above both. That like whoever created, like there's a nigga out here who has a patent on race. You know what I'm saying? And he created race and was like, y'all niggas gonna fight against each other, and I'm gonna make money off of this shit. And Michael Jackson gonna come out with a song that say it don't matter if you black and white, and I'm gonna get money off that shit. And like it's gonna be shit like that. I'm telling you, like that's how this shit work, man. They be playing the fuck out of us, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit is a game. That's crazy.
Like the corona.
Yeah, that shit too.
Don't get me started. I would say for overtime. But Biden is a piece of shit. If anybody don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. This is a fucked up
Did
election.
Kamala say anything?
So once
about
again,
that?
Like you could discredit Joe Biden just off of like one video, and they took it off of YouTube. But it was on YouTube probably like 5 years ago. It's called Creepy Joe Biden. This nigga's a straight up pedophile, bro. The way he like
little girls and shit.
I saw that, but he was like sniffing little girls and shit. It was weird.
It was like 20 minutes straight of that shit.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So who we gonna? But who we gonna vote for as a culture? Because I feel like Biden just killed his whole shit with that comment.
So I don't think
don't fuck with Trump.
I don't necessarily say he wanted. I don't want to say he necessarily killed it yet, because he did come back, and he came back with like a black agenda. I don't know the actual agenda. I read into it, but at the same time,
He's reading. It's a script.
Yeah, I know. You know that for a fact, especially because he has a black woman. What's her name? Simone Sanders. Shepherd, something.
You got a bad wench, as they say.
But he got a like a dope black woman. I think it was if I'm not mistaken, it might have been a girl that was on Bernie Sanders' campaign that was pushing him.
And that's why I think all this shit is fake. I'm sorry to cut you off. But
I wanted Bernie to win.
Fake. Why? Bernie Sanders was saying all the right shit, but he just bowed out gracefully. This shit is fake. This is the WWE.
No. But at the same time, yes, Bernie was saying all the right things, and then even if you want to go to it, Senator Elizabeth Warren actually had some good shit too. But like big money, as Marcus just said, big money is driving the shit, and if big money is pushing Joe Biden, big money is going to push Joe Biden, and I think that's what truly fucked us over. And the same way big money pushed Hillary Clinton. As opposed to pushing, and for the same, big money pushed Hillary Clinton at the same time that Bernie said he wasn't trying to take money from big money. Big corporations or big organizations.
Really run this shit. The big corporations. That's what really run this shit.
Really,
politicians.
You really need.
They be all in these niggas' pockets. They be all in these niggas' pockets.
But I'm saying, do you really need big money if you got like the internet behind you? Like, if you really had like.
That's a good question. I've been asking myself that too.
All the impoverished people, like there's more impoverished people than there is rich people that's gonna go vote. So like, why do you really need big money?
Oh, because big money, they drive the big money. They drive the social engineering. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like if it came down to Bernie or Biden would have like washed his ass in like some debates.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that he bowed out gracefully, like it's all fake to me. This shit is all fake.
But at the same token, like I think a lot of them bowed out so gracefully because and this is just my perspective. Like what I think they did, we had there were like 20 Democratic like candidates that were literally pushing for the opportunity to run and be on the ballot for the presidency. And like literally they were having debate stages what seemed like weekly or bi-weekly where the niggas was just like pushing and talking about, I'm going to find out all your dirt. And when you find out all my dirt, I'm going to air it at the next segment, the next debate. And then like literally we're just going to fuck ourselves over as it seemed like as a community, as a society, as a Democratic vote. Yeah, as a Democratic Party, like we're gonna fuck all ourselves over because literally we're arguing and pitting ourselves and airing all our dirty laundry to the Republicans. And now I hope the concede portion from Bernie was just like, all right, well, if I concede the shit, maybe we don't air out as much dirty laundry as that could possibly be in our closets, or and then all of a sudden, like now we have one candidate we can push. Hopefully, we can push to across the finish line, as opposed to like keep fighting each other. And then when we do finally get to the finish line, we all wore down from battling ourselves for 15 rounds.
But what's dirty than creepy Joe Biden? If anybody's seen that.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Trump.
What's dirtier than creepy Joe Biden? That video.
Shit, fucking Candyman.